up into the wall as an accident unfolded in front.
In October 1995, 26-year-old Russell Phillips, a gentle giant nicknamed Bubby, was in the pack of NASCAR Sportsman Division, a volunteer firefighter and church youth minister from Mint Hill, North Carolina. The 67-lap race had been scheduled to be run on Wednesday night, but was postponed until Friday by Hurricane Opal. Phillips had won the pole Tuesday and had just celebrated winning his very first pole position at Charlotte. He told reporters just hours before, "I was just hoping to qualify in the top 5 so I wouldn't have to work through a lot of traffic." A polite, kind local racer on the rise. On lap 17 of the Winston 100, a fatal crash occurred. Ahead in turn 4, 2 cars spun out of control on the apron. Young driver Stephen Howard swerved high to avoid them, but Russell was behind him, and his left front wheel collided with the right rear of Howard, and Howard's momentum from climbing the banking sent both cars up the track and into the steel fence, whereupon both cars went flying. Phillips's Chevy went onto its right side and slammed roof first into the fence.
Russell Phillips was killed when his car was forced up into the wall as an accident unfolded in front of him. He was 26 years old. ESPN sends its condolences to the families.
Phillips, the pole sitter, crashed into the retaining wall in turn 4. The impact of the crash.
The roof literally peeled off. The car's safety cage couldn't withstand the force. At that time, NASCAR cars did not yet have the center Earnhardt bar roof brace, mandated only after 1996, so Phillips' roll cage failed to protect him. In the aftermath, NASCAR officials, including director Gary Nelson and Charlotte track president Humpy Wheeler, scoured the scene for clues. They found the twisted metal in Phillips' body hidden under, and some reports said that one of his arms was found on the catch fence and his helmet was found on the pit road, with his head still inside. But this is a bit of a gray area. Photographs of the wreck would later be used in the investigation. Phillips's death resulted in a serious debate about roll cage design practices, construction methods, and inspection techniques applied to NASCAR Limited Sportsman Division cars. Gordon Eugene Smiley was a talented road racing champion who transitioned into American open-wheel racing. He began racing SCCA, or Sports Car Club of America events, as a late teenager and went on to win multiple titles. In fact, he set 25 track records and won 4 SCCA national championships across various classes. In 1979, he even moved to England to race in the British Aurora F1 series, also known as the Aurora Formula One Championship, with the Surtees team, scoring 8 top 10 finishes and a dramatic last-lap victory at Silverstone. This success earned him a ride in U.S. IndyCar racing. By May 1982, Smiley had moved to the Fletcher Racing team and was seeking a 3rd Indy 500 start. He had already qualified for the 1980 and 1981 races and was aiming to break the 200 miles per hour barrier in qualifying this year. On the afternoon of May 15, 1982, the first day of time trials, Smiley climbed into his Fletcher Racing March 81C Cosworth during a warm-up run. He was not yet on a timed lap, but was preparing to start his official attempt. Approaching the 3rd turn at the south end of the oval, the car began to slide due to oversteering. Instinctively, he turned the wheel to the right to correct the slide. Almost immediately, however, the front tires snapped back to grip, and the car lunged sharply toward the inside wall of turn 3. The March slammed nose first into the concrete retaining wall at an extremely high speed. Estimates put Smiley's speed at roughly 185 to 200 miles per hour at the moment of impact.
Effect our Indianapolis car. Gordon Smiley going turn 3 at this point.
Boggles the mind to observe that only one man, Gordon Smiley in 1982, has died at Indianapolis in the past 14 years.
question must be asked, surely, are we going too fast? Because a driver can surely never survive anything of this kind. The debris was held in by the fence that's specially designed for that. But as you can see, the car burst into...
Tragically, Smiley died instantly from the massive trauma of the crash, with some witnesses said that he was decapitated. In the minutes after the crash, the speedway went into an extended shutdown as safety and medical crews worked at Turn 3. Smiley's death was the first fatality at Indianapolis since 1973, when Art Pollard and Swede Savage were killed in a multi-car accident. In fact, Gordon Smiley remains the last driver ever to die during Indy 500 qualifying. Roland Ratzenberger was an Austrian racing driver who only began his single-seater career in his early 20s. He first made his mark in Formula Ford, winning multiple national and European championships by the mid-1980s. In 1986, he even captured the famous Formula Ford Festival at Brands Hatch. He then moved up through British Formula 3, International Formula 3000, and sports car racing. For example, he finished 5th overall at the 1993 24 Hours of Le Mans in a Toyota sports car and won endurance races in Japan. All these successes brought him to Formula One. In early 1994, he finally got a drive with the new Simtech team. On Saturday, April 30th, in final qualifying at Imola, Ratzenberger felt he had a lap in him. He had already set a time of 1 minute 27.584, which would have been enough to make the grid under normal conditions. He then set off on what would be another flying lap. About 18 minutes into the session, something went very wrong. Ratzenberger ran wide at the corner named Acque Minerali on the previous lap, clipping a curb. This impact damaged the car's front nose wing. He continued out of the pit lane for one more full-speed lap. As he came down the pit straight, the damaged wing could not withstand the airflow. At over 186 miles per hour, the wing snapped off as bolts failed and became lodged under the nose of the car, lifting the front wheels off the asphalt. The next instant, Ratzenberger's car flew straight ahead at the Villeneuve kink instead of turning. The Simtech struck the concrete barrier on the outside of Villeneuve head-on at about 195 miles per hour.
Ratzenberger, qualifying for only his second Grand Prix, hit the wall at 300 kilometers per hour. There was little anyone could do. The 31-year-old was crushed.
There were no tire or energy-absorbing barriers at that spot, so the stop was sudden and brutal. The crash deceleration was measured around 500 G, one of the highest recorded in an F1 accident. Marshals and the F1 medical team reacted instantly. The red flag was raised, and medical crews reached Ratzenberger at the crash site within a minute. Doctors then loaded him into an ambulance and took him to Imola's Circuit Medical Center, before airlifted by helicopter to the Maggiore Hospital in nearby Bologna. At the hospital, doctors determined that Ratzenberger had suffered multiple fatal injuries from the impact, such as basilar skull fracture, severe blunt chest trauma, and torn aorta. Takashi Yokoyama was an underrated Japanese racing driver from Gunma Prefecture. He began karting and junior series in Japan, such as N1 Endurance and Formula Ford, before moving to Europe. By 1994, he was contesting the British Formula Vauxhall Lotus Series, and in 1995 he stepped up to British Formula 3 with the Toms team. Yokoyama enjoyed early success abroad. He finished runner-up in Class B of the 1995 British F3 Championship, and even scored a podium in the Macau Grand Prix supporting race that year. After a tough 1996 season, he returned to Japan in 1997 to race in the All-Japan Formula 3 Championship for dome racing. However, with only an older spec Dallara F396 car, his results in 1997 were modest. He scored just one top 10 finish in the first 8 races. By October of that year, Yokoyama still had not scored championship points. The All-Japan F3 season was held on October 19th at Fuji Speedway, but disaster struck in Turn 1. Koroku Racing's Shigekazu Wakisaka and Coronel made contact under braking, sending Wakisaka's car flipping over and onto Coronel's car. Both drivers walked away, but debris and the overturned car brought the field to a halt. The organizers immediately deployed the safety car. Once the safety car came out, the field bunched up and prepared to race slowly. Yokoyama, who had started 17th, was running at 160 miles per hour on the straight when the yellow flags appeared. He failed to slow down in time and collided with a slowing car ahead. This launched his Dallara into the air and directly into the overhead gantry, holding the main straight's signboard.
おいこれすごいよおいちょっとこれおいちょっと倒れてるよ人がホームストレート人が倒れていますドライバーが倒れているマシンがぐちゃぐちゃピクリとも動かないドライバーは大丈夫なのかコロナに続いてこのホームストレートでとんでもないことが起きている国内を代表するトップチームたちそして国内を代表するトップフォーミュラを戦うということでですね、これから素晴らしいレースをですね期待したいと思いますけどもなおさら集中して、頑張ってもらいたいですねそうですね
The impact shredded Yokoyama's car. The entire cockpit and roll hoop were destroyed as the monocoque tore apart and debris scattered over hundreds of meters. Yokoyama suffered catastrophic injuries, including a brainstem contusion and massive trauma, and died instantly in the crash. The race was immediately red flagged. Officials waved off the remaining laps and canceled the event.